Hey everybody, welcome back. It's week 7 in English 110, and this is the big week because you'll be turning in your full, complete, beautiful argument paper. This is the week where it all kind of comes together. So you've been working on it throughout the term. So you shouldn't have too much stress this week, but it is a big week because it's your biggest assignment. So we're going to take a look at what's going on this week. And of course, as usual, I will remind you, if you need help, please reach out. I'm available and we will get there. All right. So I'm going to share 2 screens today in case we want to take a look at the template as well. I've shared this template with you in quite a few of the announcements, so you should have easy access to it, but I'll probably put it in this one as well. One of the things about APA formatting, it's on the one hand, it's really not that big of a deal if, oh, the spacing's off or something. But the reality is that most of the time in life, we're going to be asked to do things a certain way. And so learning to adapt to criteria for formatting is just one of the things that it's going to help us with other tasks that we have to do down the road. So having a template is great, but also understanding kind of why there's a template is important as well. So as I mentioned, we're going into Unit 7. And so one of the things that you're going to be doing before you submit the final version of the paper, you're going to complete the draft, and then you're going to do some revision and editing to it. And then you're going to submit it by the end of the week. Your discussion board this week is about revision. And then, of course, the big assignment is the argument essay. So in the readings and resources folder, as usual, I'm going to remind you, you do not want to skim on this. You want to really read everything that's assigned, watch all the videos that are assigned, in addition, of course, to watching this video. And if you need to go back to any of the previous units for something, they're all open. So the only thing you don't have access to yet is Unit 8. So you are welcome to go back and review any pieces and parts that you need to. In particular, in Units 2, 3, and 4, where we're learning to cite our sources internally, those are some places where you may want to go back and revisit if you are struggling with those things. So you're reading about revision and editing, and there's a short video, only 2 minutes long. That's it. You don't have as many materials this week, but like I said, you may need to go back and review some of the earlier materials on citing your sources, how to integrate that quote into a larger paragraph, citing when you are paraphrasing, and all those good things. So 2, 3, and 4 are kind of the big ones for that. All right. So then when you are ready, you're going to do your 2 graded assignments. First is the revision discussion board. So in the discussion board this week, you're going to talk about these questions. Some people really love revision. Other people just prefer to hand in what is required of them without revising or changing any of the assignment. Consider the following questions about revision. What is your opinion on revision? And how often do you revise your work? What are the dangers of not revising your work? And one of the things I would invite you to think about with this is, even if you don't think you revise things, if you ever run spell check or you ever make changes even as you're going, maybe you don't wait until it's all done and then go back to the beginning, but maybe you make changes as you're going, that's still revising. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about this. Share an example from your work this term of a piece of writing that you revised. It may be the one you're working on for this week, but those are the questions that you're going to answer in your own response. Remember to post that by Wednesday night. Otherwise, you don't get all the points. And then in response to your fellow classmates, pose a question about revision that you are interested in having your classmates or me answer. How do you plan to use revision going forward? What is confusing to you about revision? And you'll have those 2 follow-up replies by Sunday night. Then, of course, the argument essay. In this argument essay, you will demonstrate your ability to create a logical and fair argument that answers one of the following questions. And you've already chosen, so this should not be a surprise. Should cell phones be banned in the classroom? Should there be a pay gap in sports based on gender? And should childhood obesity be addressed in American children? There are a couple of handouts attached to this assignment. The first is the checklist for revision, and this is something we haven't really used yet. But this is something that will help you kind of walk through your own paper and check off the revision pieces. I'm going to open it, which means I'm going to have to also share that. So let me share that as well. Let's see, we want to add this one. Oops. All right, so let me get to that. It's hiding behind all the others. Okay, so this is the unit. This is the handout. And mine didn't download properly, but I've been having internet trouble today. But these are this is the checklist that you can use to help you when you are done with your essay. Put it aside for a little while and then come back to it and go through this checklist and make sure that you address anything that needs to be addressed. All right. So that's the childhood. That's the checklist for revisions. The other sheet that's attached here, we have already looked at and we have already seen, but this is that official assignment guide to the paragraph or to the essay. And I would highly recommend really reading through this carefully. I am not going to read it to you. It's a long document, but you need to read through it carefully. It's going to give you all the reminders you need about making sure you cite your sources, about using third person and objective voice, all of those things. It's also going to remind you of what it should look like. And I do have that shared as well. Remember, you're going to have a cover page. You're going to have the essay that starts on page 2. It will be longer than this, but this is just a quick overview. And then you will have a references page. Your sources should be library sources, not websites. So if you have forgotten how to research using Post Library, that's another thing that is kind of included in those early units, some tutorials on how to do that. The other benefit, of course, of pulling something from the library is that they are going to provide an APA citation that you can copy and paste into this document. So I'm going to attach this again so you can use it as a template. And that is your major assignment. The grading rubric, of course, is here as usual. And that is due on Sunday night. All right. So just like usual, you have a discussion board. You need to post by Wednesday. You need to then respond to your fellow classmates by the following Sunday. And the actual official full argument essay is due on Sunday night. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you need help with them. Also, of course, remember that over here on the side, you've got tools like the APA 7th edition information, Tutor Me, and Grammarly and Academic Writer. Those are all things that can help you with this assignment. If you're not available at the same time I am, those are great resources. They're great resources even if you are available at the same time I am to take a look at those as well. All right. So everybody have a great week. I hope you are ready for the end of this class because it's coming. It's coming whether we want it to or not. So everybody take care. Let me know if I can be of any assistance, and I will see you back here next Monday for our final weekly walkthrough.